Hi guys, Ronda Winstead here, aka Ronda without an H. Good morning, you know what? Good afternoon. The day is slipping away from me. I have been so busy, but I have been wanting to get on here with you and visit. Just putting a little bit of Gold Bond cream on my hands. My skin gets super dry. How are you? How are you doing? I have been kind of wondering what's been going on in your neck of the woods, wherever you're at, and wanted to share with you what's going on with me. I have just been busy putting orders together with my in my Etsy shop. That's partly why I have not been on here for a week. And then last week, last week was nutso. I've also been doing some sewing. I have a granddaughter who's going to go on Trek, which is, for those of you that are not familiar, the church that I belong to, they have a wonderful youth program, and they recreate pioneers coming across the plains, and they've shortened it to now just trekking across the plains, walking. And so they dress in pioneer, outfits, right? So I have been trying to make a bonnet. And let me just tell you, I'm hating pioneer bonnets right about now. I made 4 before I got the right size that would fit my granddaughter. Anyway, enough said. It was just a crazy busy week. Okay, so what am I doing here, you ask? I'm glad you asked. I am preparing another journal for myself to keep I don't do scrapbooking per se. I used to. Don't do that anymore. I love to junk journal, and I've showed you on some of my previous videos how I've kind of been doing it. I love to do a mixture of journaling, sometimes a little artsy, sometimes just glue booky, just pretty random things, tickets, stubs of things, receipts, maybe a little bit of ephemera, what I call current ephemera, which many years down the road is going to be old ephemera, right? So I wanted a bigger book to do that in, and so this is what I am creating. I'll turn it over so you can see. I started out with, and I have videos on this too. You can just kind of look through if you want to know. I'm not going to do a how-to on where I've gotten to. But basically, it's building pages. I took from one of my books. This is a ceramic book, and this is a double page right here. And I took that out at the time. It was like, well, this is kind of cool. I like these diagrams. But then I ended up layering on top with other papers, other book pages and whatnot, how you glue them on, right? And then I thought I want to put some fabric in here. So then I added a whole layer of, it was an old napkin. Wrong something. I guess I don't have the leftovers right here that are handy to show you. But it was a large napkin And what I did was just put it on top of the pages that I had glued down. And I turned it over on the back side, took it over, and I sprayed it with spray glue, one that's safe for fabric. And then I laid that down. And then yesterday I spent a lot of time just playing with this, putting some things on for this particular cover. So this is how it's going to go. And I'm really, really happy with it. All of these are fabric elements now. It's lined with paper elements, and I have a few thicknesses of this. But I don't know, this is just going to be kind of a fun one, and I'm assuming that I will be taking this on my mission when we go, and wanted a little bit more room and space. And I thought it would be fun if we could, like I said, I don't know what's allowed yet, but if I can, I'd like to stay on this journey with you, kind of take you along with me, if at all possible, and journal a little bit about what's going on with me and on my mission. So I've just taken things that I love, and as I put it all together, there was no rhyme or reason. I had some old, I have what I call orphan blocks, fabric quilt blocks, because they didn't have, a specific purpose. And I love paper piecing blocks. This is paper pieced. This is paper pieced. This is paper pieced. I needed a spot for just a little guy, so I did this one yesterday. This is paper pieced. This takes a bit of time and effort. It's small, but I love, 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 love it. So those are the blocks that I have created and made. This is part of a napkin that I found in a thrift store that someone has embellished that I love. And then this is a fabric. It came in a panel, and I just cut the panel away, and it had these blocks, or these patches, if you will. And this came in a strip. I loved this. I love the farm elements of this. That had some fun houses. And this was dog fabric that had a whole bunch of cool little dogs sitting in frames. And so I was able to pull a couple of those. And this, I think, was in Happy Mail many years ago. I've been waiting for the perfect place to use it. And it just, it was like, yes, yes, yes. So my plan is to line it and then have your help in gathering the stuff to put together in it. I think I want to do Midori style. That seems to be, I just love that way of doing. And let me real quickly grab down my journal that I have currently that I'm using as my junk journal. And this, I made this top several years ago, and I like it. And, there's nothing wrong with it, but, I'm not really a brown girl. I don't know. Right now, I'm trying to figure out why I did. There must not have been any pink or lavender fabric. I don't know. But I do like this type of fabric. It's not a cotton, and it's washable, and maybe that's why I got it. I don't know. But I like it, but I don't love it, if that makes sense. And okay, where am I? It's just so good to talk to you guys and just to be here with you that I'm just like, oh, like a little puppy, wagging its tail, silly me. Okay, so the way, for those of you that haven't watched the videos when I have highlighted this, I'll show you what the plan is, what I do love and how I want to do that in this bigger book. Basically, and the reason I do Midori style is very simply because it allows me to take my journal out and I can either sew on it, glue on it, write on it, paint on it, anything I want to do on individual pages and put it back in when I'm done to keep it nice. I mean, I love the amazing journals that we all create, but they're not always easy to write in. They're not always easy to put our personal, spin on. And so for me personally, I want it to be simple, the methods, so that I can scribble, paint, sew, whatever it is I want to do, and it's going to work. So that's why I love Midori style. And Midori is just a name brand for a style of a journal that's put together with elastic, holds the signatures in rather than you stitching them in. And I go even a step further, because when I put my groupings of papers together, you'll notice that they are not stitched. They are loose. And I keep them that way, and because I just find the center, maybe we'll find the center, and I just keep them intact. This way they stay fine, and that way, now let me get this one that I have been working on quite a bit, and I finished one the other day, which is why I only have 2 notebooks in here now, because I finished one and put it on my bookshelf. So as I start doing more and putting fun things in here and doing more journaling, I can take the page out and play with it and write on it and do whatever it is that I want to do to it, and then put it back in. And I absolutely love working this way and creating. And you'll notice, I have some of my notes, little notes that I make. I add things. Like this is an auction that I went to, and I played around and cut and pasted and to get some of the things, receipts from fabric that I've purchased, from other things that I've purchased. Here, Gail Agostinelli, this is one of her papers, digital that I bought, and I just put it here because I just love this print especially. And it's just, these colors they just speak to me. And then for Mother's Day, one of my children sent me the most amazing note. This is one of my sons, and I cried. It was just so sweet, just so sweet. So I wanted to calendar, I wanted to journal about that, and these are the flowers that he sent with it. So this is how I like to do mine, and I don't go from start to front to back. I've been for several years, you guys, trying to figure out what is really working best for me in journaling. It's hard. Maybe for some of you, it comes just really easily, and I so admire that, and I'm so jealous. Not really, but I just really admire that you can do that. But for me, I have gone through all kinds of different styles and types of journaling to try to find something that just speaks my language, my weirdo language. And it's been a real struggle. And I think, knock on wood, where some of my head is wooden, I think that I have hit upon something that I will stay with. We'll see. I've been doing this for a while now, for a few years, still trying to throw other things in. And I do different journaling. This is not like my all and everything journal. For those of you that, where is it? It's not real handy. Well, I'll pull out my new one. I maybe haven't shown you this one anyway. I made this a few weeks ago. This is going to be my missionary journal. And I found a picture of the Savior that I love. And I love, of course, these colors. I love the vintage. And here again, we've got Midori style going on, right? Some scrapbooking papers and stitching. And so what I have are sections and some extras. I made some extra notebooks to put in when I fill one. So for this journal, I will have thoughts and whatnot, but it's not really decorated. It's just what it is, But the pages, I love them. I've got a board, if you will, a writing board, a stiff cardstock that gives me lines. So for those pages that I need a line, this gives me a way to write. So in this one, I'm just writing. I also made this for fun. I've not done this before. Kind of a little crazy gluey type thing with some different papers. And I thought, well, this might be kind of a fun addition to play. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure. But so I have miscellaneous category for whatever I might need it for. The thoughts, this will be for my own personal journaling thoughts. And then this, of course, for assignments and things, some of my duties for the time that we're gone. So I'm really excited about this. And I definitely wanted to have several pictures of my Savior there and some wonderful quotes. Yeah. Got a pen here, a couple of little pockets. We're good to go. So that is the other journal that I have. And we have a little angel, little angel right there. So these are the two that I'm using now, and I'm trying to do a bigger version of this. I just made this, so I'm covered that way. And when this is finished, when I have all the pages, like I've got something I can do there, I can do there, got some writing there to do. So there's a few pages that are empty, not too many now, that I can write, collage, paint, whatever, so. And then when this is all done, then I will stitch it together. And then I'll put it with my other notebooks, and I'll date it for the dates. I'll go through it and I'll look at my oldest date, and that'll be my start, and then the most recent date that I write something or do a picture or whatever. And so I'll have that on the cover. And where this pokes out, I don't know if I mind that or not. I don't know yet. I kind of like this for the cover in and of itself. This is from a scrapbook pad I really do. I love this. So chances are this will be the cover. But anyway, I'm sorry. That probably took way too much time, and you're like, what are we doing, Rhonda? So that is my style of junk journaling that I am completely happy with. Just want a bigger book than this. And it's not brown. Yeah. Okay, so now in lining it, there are a few things to think about. And this fabric, this napkin that I had, it frays terribly. It's got some silk. It's not like a cotton, but I'm going to stitch all around that. I'll put a little binding on there, and so that'll all be covered up, so don't have to worry about that. So what I can do here, I could leave it like it is. I can cover it with fabric. I can add more layers of paper or fabric along here and build that up so that these stitching lines are no longer visible, and this gives a texture. You know, you'll feel that when you rub your hand across where you've stitched on something, especially the inside. And for those of you that don't know how I do press down all of my stitching lines on the back side. It drives me nuts to have those all, you know, poking up. And I tie my ends off on my threads where I've quilted. But anyway, I know you wanted to know that. I know you did. So I'm trying to really decide what I want to do on the inside. Quite frankly, I'm thinking that a couple of good-sized pockets could be helpful for putting, you know, like tickets or receipts or, you know, that kind of thing, so that when I'm able to work on this, that I have a lot of the stuff that I need, you know, in a pocket, either on the front or the back. And then the papers that go inside, because this is so large, we might want to stitch some together to make a page, maybe 2 or 3 pages together. I'm not sure about that. So it'll be fun to have your help on, you know, going through things and seeing what's really going to work the best. Now, here's one thought that I was wondering about, and tell me what you think. I have these amazing atlas. I have this atlas book that is just stunning. And I've been using the pages, and actually I've been using some of these even in my Etsy shop to, when I send an order out, I use these for bands around my papers. But I'm kind of thinking this is kind of cool, you know, of just something like this. And then maybe doing like some tape down the center or clear tape down the center. So that's one idea. I mean, obviously it doesn't like match, because when I put this all together, I'm thinking this kind of feels like kind of country, farm-ish. Got the sunflowers and, you know, the things that grow and just the colors and whatnot. And the dogs on the farm, and of course there's a barn. So, but I don't know that it has to match. Another thing that I could do is I could take another one of these pages. Let me grab the book that I took this from. This is 1964. And I could put these pages on there. If I do, I think I want one that, you know, something like this. So I could go ahead and do that. Take, let's see. I could take one of these and put it down. So, I don't know. This might match better as far as like with the farm thing. But I really really do love the atlas. Love the blue. I just think that's so gorgeous. I don't know. Maybe what I'll do is turn the video off, and I will just kind of mull over on this a little bit, put it in my think tank, and perhaps work on something else, and then come back with a decision or maybe more choices. I don't know. Stay tuned. Okay, this is what we ended up doing. As you can see, it is a map, but it is a different map. The blue was beautiful and I love it, but I felt like the yellow map, the pages just fit better. And a fun little something, and since this is my journal and I'm keeping it, I got states that are significant to me. Idaho was the state that I was born in, and Utah was the state that I grew up and spent all of my childhood and teenage years. I didn't move from Utah till I was older. So, yeah, that's kind of fun. And then I went ahead and I made a couple of glassine pockets and took a little, whatever, with the punch, took a little spot out. And I think what I'm going to do with these, because I can see already, this is going to drive me nuts. It's got a little, I don't know if you can see that, but it's got a little bit of a spot where it's tearing, and I don't want it to tear. And so I'm going to figure out what I want to do, to strengthen this top. And I don't know if I will put anything up here, a flap or something. That I don't know. But I kind of didn't want to take away. I wanted to be able to sort of look through and see the pockets. And so, I've gone ahead and I've done it. And I'm pretty happy with this so far. So what I'm going to do next, and I put just strapping tape between these two. And it is shiny, and I'm not like happy with that, but it's not going to drive me two nuts because in here I'm going to have my Midori threads and, you know, elastic. So you're not going to really see that much. And the strapping tape does give it extra strength as well. So that's going to be good. So I think the next thing that I'm going to do, and this is going to be it for this video, I'm going to strengthen these pockets right here. I'm a little upset with myself that I didn't put this pocket down a little further. I did on this one. This is where I like it. But this is double-sided tape, and it is super sticky. So there's no way I was going to try to take that off. I might do a little something down here to make it look like it comes down a little bit more. And I might do a little bit of, I don't know, embellishing. We'll see. Like I said, that's not really my focus. This is just going to hold all my fun stuff. So, all right, guys. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I love you guys. I hope you know that. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Yeah, I hope it's sunshiny where you're at. If it's not, be the sunshine in someone else's life. It'll make you happy too. All right, until next video, have a fabulous day. Bye-bye now.